I'm a genius. Is it the same one for number 4? Say that.
Right, you got to stitch it in the water.
So, atomic radius
But you
gets
can take
bigger as you go down in the group.
Okay. I see all these.
Alright.
Now, I might have contaminated myself. And I'll be sick this weekend.
Never mind.
But that's okay. I have to have dinner with my in-laws on Saturday night. I'll just rest.
Look, can you look? Bully.
Which metal is the
Maybe
least
I'll cough
reactive?
Not cover my mouth or anything.
There's no. What?
I may.
Oh, that. Yeah, I just wanted to drink. I was like, where's the white drink? Yeah, this is my luminary for Spanish.
Are you, oh, it's for Spanish?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering how it went with the outfit.
Oh, no, it
Like,
does
okay.
not go with the outfit. It's for Spanish.
Ali, did you put Sandy or anything at all?
Sand.
So why did you have to make a luminary for Spanish?
Because it's the culture for this
Right.
unit.
Oh,
And
okay.
so instead of having to write about it on our test, so you could just.
Okay.
Muy interesante.
Whoa, the last time I had to write about the test, nothing.
Well, I'm glad you explained that, because I was like,
I got
oh,
nickel.
earth decided to do that out there.
No, it doesn't. It's not. I just turned it off.
Are 305 the same answer?
Right.
After everybody shaved to me about not knowing who Miss Frizzle was, I was just not gonna ask what it went, how it went with the outfit.
How did you get?
Dollar Tree. I got everything from Dollar
Because
Tree.
the least reactive, did you say was the
Because that's
least?
free.
You cut the star out?
What?
Cut the star out.
Yeah.
The most reactive would be like over here.
5 minutes.
Over here. But the least.
So can we go over it?
Isn't the least reactive?
Huh?
Double gases are the least reactive?
Yes. If it doesn't specify metal or non-metal, then yes.
Right, because I'm not gonna do that then. Yeah.
All right, so if we look at number 1, who has the largest radius?
Huh?
Who has the largest radius?
RB.
RB is correct. All right, who's the most reactive non-metal?
BR.
BR. All right, largest boiling point?
Nickel.
N9.
Yep. Hardest?
Nickel.
N9.
Yep. Which metal is least reactive?
Nickel.
Metal.
Wait.
Nickel.
Which metal?
KR.
KR is a gas.
Okay, since we're all disagreeing on this, let's talk about some keywords of the question. Okay?
Oh, metal. Sorry.
Okay.
I think I was so wrong.
Okay. Metal, and then least reactive. All right, so it has to be a metal. So the people who are yelling KR, all right, we're focused on the least reactive. All right, so because it says metal, KR has to go. So out of the choices that are left that people yelled out, somebody yelled K. K is in group 1. Will it be the least reactive?
No, that's the most.
That's going to be in the most reactive group. So throw it back out. All right. So what other answers got yelled at if we throw out KR and K?
Nickel.
Nickel is the right answer because it's in the D block, and the D block is least reactive for the metals. So yes, there are 3 nickels in a row that are the right answer. Okay. Now, what's different about this question and that question? It says element. It doesn't specify metal or non-metal, so you may pick from any of those choices. So which element is least reactive?
KR.
That one will be KR because I didn't specify it had to be a metal there. All right, and now which element is most metallic?
RB.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does most metallic mean? This is where Allie got clarification a minute ago.
Reactive.
It's most reactive, and because I said metallic, it has to be the most reactive what? Metal. So who's the most reactive metal?
RB.
All right, it has to be in what group, first of all? Group 1, and did I give you more than one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave you 2 of them, and what happens as you go down?
It's more reactive.
So you got K and you got RB, so who's more reactive?
RB.
RB. Okay,
I meant to say the first time.
everybody got it?
Can you give us a minute to study?
We're going to go over the homework.
Oh.
I don't know how to do the hardest bullet point in the hardest thing.
Did I not give out the worksheet?
No, that's yeah.
So y'all didn't do the 1 through
I
12?
got a worksheet.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over the 12 answers?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to. I just thought those of you who didn't wanted it.
No, I want it, 'cause
Okay.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
Largest bullet point, largest,
D block is greater than P, is greater than group 2, is greater than group 1, and that would be for boiling point and hardest. It would also be for melting point and density. Okay. All right. Now, I can pull that out. We'll have it. And I don't remember, but I think I gave all the sheets out yesterday. So let me see if I can rummage up one. Y'all stop that before I'm yawning too.
Oh.
There they are.
You cannot buy this block.
It's okay. I found one. All right. So number 1, which metal is least reactive?
Wait, dang, never mind.
Least reactive would be aluminum. It's in the P block. There are no D block elements there, so you have to go to P, which is aluminum.
Wait,
But
now I'm confused.
why are you confused?
Where's MG at?
Group 2.
Okay, why did I choose that?
I don't know. The 2 group 2s would be more reactive than the P block.
Because it's closer to FR?
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
How is D less reactive than P? I mean, yeah.
Because they are more stable. They have D shelled electrons, whereas and they're I don't really want to get into this, but when you get to the P sublevel, like let's say we had gallium, you'd have 4s2, 3d10, 4p1. These are full sublevels, which makes them stable. Okay? Now, when you have this here, this makes them less stable because you have this right there. All right? So when you talk about anything in the D block, this makes that very stable because you have this 3D something here, but that's a full outer shell. Okay, this is on the inner shell. All right, so the things that are not full are on the inner shell, which makes it more stable. Okay, it's less stable because the outer shell is not full. And that's as short an explanation that I'm going to go into today.
Okay.
I don't want to go there. Go back. All right, but the P block is going to be more reactive than the D block. All right, number 2, which nonmetal is least reactive?
S.
S is correct. Number 3,
Wait, yeah. How did you guess? Oh, that's mine.
Sam, why you got holes way up there on those jeans? You got to go to the office. You can't have holes way up above your knee. Do you have something?
Yeah.
Yeah, go change. Oh. Yeah. I don't usually do 6. I usually do 7 or 8.
Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah, I usually wait 7 or 8.
What does that sound like?
No, I don't usually do that.
I said that just means you need to be here.
Yes, I usually wait to 7 or 8.
Okay.
All right. Which element has the smallest ionization energy?
Wait, CS?
CS. Yeah, K is close, but when you get over there to the K, Xavier, go down and CS is going to be lower.
Oh.
Okay? Which,
These.
say what? Yeah, as you go across, they increase, they decrease. K is here and CS is there. So as you go down, it gets smaller. Okay? Number 4, this had the plus and the minus, so who would be the smallest?
RB plus 1.
The plus 1 because it means you lost weight. All right, number 5, which element has the largest radius? It's the same trend that's on the board. Nope, that's the opposite one. I forgot that was ionization energy. Increase, decrease. So who's the biggest out of those?
All right.
All right. All right, ionization energy. This one's ionization energy. That was radius. All right, so if we look at the top one again, which element has the largest radius out of those choices?
Wait. Oh, wait.
And number 6, which one has the largest radius? Sorry, ionization energy. We're looking at
VR.
VR. All right, melting point doesn't do any of what's on the board. All right, which one would have the greatest melting point?
AU.
AU. All right, 8's a trick question. Who has the smallest density?
Yes.
I told you it was a trick question.
Wait, stop.
Oh wait, atomic mass.
No,
It's the most reactive. With the smallest density, it moves the most reactive.
I gave you 3 metals and a gas.
Oh,
The gas will have the lowest density. All right, everybody does what Allie did and checked the groups and said group 1 has the smallest density. But what's oxygen? It's a gas. The gas is going to have a smaller density than the metals. So it's D. No, I would not do that to you on a test. All right, which element has the smallest atomic radius? You're looking at that trend. So which one has the smallest radius?
S.
S. All right. 10. Which element has 5 outer shell electrons?
N.
Good. Who forms a -2 ion?
O.
Yep. And who will not lose or gain electrons?
AR.
Yep. All right. We are ready. Now, we have 19. Do I have any volunteers who are willing to work by themselves before I draft?
Can you be my partner?
Sure.
Wait.
Wait, really?
Yep. She volunteered.
Whoever. Wait.
Okay.
I wasn't volunteering myself. I just asked for that yesterday. Wait, so you're really doing a partner?
Mhm.
It's like binding contract.
Please do periodic tables.
Does that mean you're gonna help me?
If you get stuck.
What?
If
You get stuck.
So no.
Yeah.
You're not really a partner.
I really am. Pull your chair up to my desk when we get going.
Yay!
All right.
Sorry, Franco.
Okay. You have a periodic table on the back. You're filling in these letters on the back side. So if you look about right here, okay? Where my finger is? Those are the fake elements right there that you're putting back in. Now, they're groups. You listen, Franco? Are you listening?
Yeah.
So, BFT has how many letters?
3.
3. Those letters have to stay together in the same group. BFT are in the same group. So when you flip it over, BFT can only go in which groups? 2 through what? 17. Okay?
So each
This is not hard to you.
letter goes in
BFT is grouped together. So when you flip it over, it has to go together in the same group. BFT has to stay in the same group together. They can either go in groups 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, or 17. It cannot go in which groups? 1 and 18. Now, if you look at the next one, it says DGLZ. How many letters is that? 4. It can only go in which groups? 1 and 18. Okay? So, if you look at the clues that are provided, generally the top section is going to help you figure out which group, and the bottom section is going to help you figure out where in the group it goes. So let's just read the first clue. It says G is an old gas. That tells you that D, G, L, and Z all have to go in which group? They all have to go in group 18. That does not mean D, G, L, Z. Okay? That means D, G, L, and Z go in this group. It could be D is at the bottom, G is at the top, but just means they go there. You use the rest of the clues to figure out where in the group they go. Okay? Everybody got that? Okay. If it tells you, so let's just say that D has 2 protons, then you know D goes here because you know helium has 2 protons. All of the clues are given in such a way that they match the elements on the periodic table and the things we've learned about them. If it tells you that it's in the 4th energy level, you know it's in the 4th what? Period. Those same clues and things that we've learned are true. If it tells you it's a gas, it's still a gas. If it tells you it's a solid, it's still a solid. If it tells you the radius increases, it increases going down, it decreases going across. Same things we've learned hold true. You and your partner get 2 tables, 1 each, not 2 each. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
You space yourself out in the room so that you're not near or can hear another group. If you share information, both groups get what?
0.
Zeros. No questions asked.
Don't worry,
If you have a question, you come ask me. Okay? I will point you in the right direction if I think it merits to be pointed. If it's a stupid question that you should know, I'm not going to tell you. Okay? Basic information you should have in your head at this point, I'm not going to share. If it's something that I think, okay, you might not know, or you might be struggling with, I might provide. Any questions about that? All right. Find a partner. There are 6 counters. There's a table. If there are no more of those, put your chairs into the middle of the room. That's it.
E with a B on top of that.
A what? That's a J and a B. I had to correct it. It was wrong. J and a B.
J and a B.
Yes. You get 1 and your partner gets 1. So each group has 2. 2 total. No. Only 2 tables. Now if you want to take scrap papers, any periodic table. I would recommend at least one that's got numbers on it, because some of these clues have numbers.
Wait, so do I get to pick my 2s since you're my partner?
Yep, you can pick your 2.
Okay.
Yep, you and your partner get to pick 2, whichever 2 you want.
What do you mean? I may get a big pick too.
Do the
Can we use all? When we each get 2, so there's 4 periodic.
No, I already said you only get 2 total. You do not get 4. I'm getting tired of yelling at you. You need to listen.
I listen. Just fine.
And those of you who are stealing the stools, when you're done, put your stools back where they go. Second period, everybody sits at those spots. There are 28 of us in here second period. That's a lot. Compared to first,
I don't appreciate you.
you know, and I have that many during 4th period, except nobody ever comes to school 4th period. Now, why do I have so many people in that back area?
Because they're cheating. I'm just kidding. There's a few periodic.
See how we're spread out up here? Got 2 people there. I got 2 people here. Why do I have 3 people there? Who?
Why are you working by yourself?
Why? Who's working on your partner?
Everybody. But everybody.
That one of them needs to. I'm the only one that's working alone.
2 people. I don't care who the 2 people are. 2 people. Franco, who you work with? I have no idea. Who do you work with, Franco? Me? I'm Yes. There will be no extra letters, guys. There will be no extra letters. All of the letters that are provided will be used one time.
G is a double gas. Well, really?
Y'all work together in another class. And Serenity Field. Okay. That was nice.
You mean there will be a description for each?
Y'all quit
Not necessarily. Most things have descriptions.
Some do not.
Some do not, and it'll be because the others don't be able to fit in that place. Correct.
Oh, we're not allowed to share information with other groups.
Dude, I have to do corrections, okay? Now you get going. You don't need me to sit here to get going.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I don't.
Go on now, Alex.
You have to be.
I should have never taken you on. I should have had somebody else.
Okay, that's. Okay, Steve.
Okay, so it was me. All right? Look, so I would write D, G, L, Z there. So I know all those letters go back. Okay, so figure out which ones they go in.
Is that just means that like that will write letters in the wrong?
Yes.
E, G, L, So I would wait. I would just the other thing is that right? Oh, okay, wait. Wait, 4 P. Wait,
Yes, that's it.
Who are you?
That's what you have to do, less than that is jail, or more movies. But the top one's in the max, so you need less than one jail. So B, is smaller than N. J is. That's three.
Is that mine?
No.
Oh, I did not do that. Okay, back to this. Go back to this.
Like, if I'm surprised by that. Yeah, but like the overall gist is pretty accurate.
Wait, so one you didn't give it.
So means.
Oxygen is always right here.
No. Yes, 6, yes. Yes, my radius is that's greater than 10.
Wait,
W is a gap. Where did you label it's here, it's fruit. So which one of those?
So we have to wear.
Admitted I'm gonna trade you with the one.
No, you're not. You're stuck with me. It's blinding.
M is bottom.
So
All I got.
The math.
Q is housing, so X. X is a atomic number that is less than of 6. So that's number.
Wait, no, that's a number.
I went ahead and found X, but it says it has one atomic number less than 8. So we can go ahead and work that out.
So X is a atomic number that is 1 less.
Why they don't want to lose low energy
Steve, I did not.
Y is a weaker center.
Huh?
It was the
No. Which one of that, what did you say, high school? Top or bottom?
Have you even graded them yet?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's easy to be right.
What did I get?
Algebra.
Usually gas at room temperature. Cody, Cody's the only gas.
X is a atomic number that is 1 less than.
Where we have you right here.
What is it?
I think so, yeah.
E has 5 electrons inside.
You know, only 4 people knew the number, or label their axes yesterday on the atomic radius graph.
Label their what?
Their axes.
Oh.
Radius and atomic number.
Oh,
That
I
would be Michaela, Jocelyn, Trevor, and Gerardo.
Well, I didn't feel the need to, like,
I didn't
because I knew it already.
Those of us who are looking at the graph would have no idea what those lines or dots mean. If you don't number them or tell us what they stand for.
That is a gas.
I know what clue is. Okay, 2 neutrons are never going to be in the box. Okay, it's the first one over here. Here's the best column. So 2 neutrons. 4 minus 2 is 20
He
minus
has
10
5
is,
electrons.
and 39 or really 40 minus 19 is 22. And that would be whatever.
Basically,
Yeah.
so if it's less.
Oh, I need to make that.
This is room here.
Why is the liquid at room temperature whereas you use gas? I think it also goes with the W should be.
It's a very small.
So U is black line. Atoms of K are larger than
3 energy levels.
Okay, so, yeah, periods?
So,
Wait, so I just put it in periods?
here.
Wait,
Third period.
W is a gas.
Third period.
So which is stormy thing that's the gas is the hydrogen.
Correct.
Okay. Next.
Atomic number of R is greater than that of Z.
Higher as you
The one, Z goes up here. It says it has a neutron and.
Z is 2.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And it says.
That should tell you about it.
Oh, wait, is this also two?
Look at you go.
Miss B.
Oh! I like this thing, but I'm not this thing.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not multilingual.
The bigger the atomic number, the smaller the thickness. But did I just make that up? The bigger the atomic number, the smaller the thickness.
I'm not sure what the thing is.
The element.
You mean the radius?
Yeah.
Are we talking period or group?
I'm talking about the atomic number.
I know that. If you're talking about going across the period,
Somewhere.
down the group, when you say the bigger the atomic number.
Yeah, I know, but, oh wait, oh,
Listen to your partner.
Okay, so it said the tone has to be level of J 49. So when the that JB is
I would say J.
Wait, because I think it would be in
Atomic mass.
Again, that's a guess, and since it's like another form, you have to be over 60. I think that's how
Yeah, if you have to choose
I always say
Oh, that's another one with difference.
It's gonna be hard to we're not Z, but this one's gonna be R. Because it says that the atomic number of R is 1 greater than Z.
yeah, it's Y is a little bit every contributes.
If J
Why is it-
was a higher ion density,
Right.
it takes up there, and it has then it has
I mean, increases this way.
That'd be R.
and then it has more than Z, and it's slower than Z. It has a lower ion.
J has a lower ion density.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it has a higher iron density. Wait, no.
Yes.
What are we doing when we're done?
Holy crap, genius.
Oh, wait, I think I knew that.
Yeah, put your name on it. Well, you know you don't work fast.
I don't.
Even with me sitting here, you're dilly dallying. You keep asking me whose paper I'm on, well, I'm great. I'm working.
It's the ADD, Paul.
You take ADD next.
But I'm.
Yes. Okay. The least we can get is like you said.
I know what I needed to do. Well, keep working.
It's one greater than that. I mean, take the 3Z.
Where's what?
What is Z?
See?
Honestly, for me, the only person that doesn't usually go is like you, Google, and then he's like,
Well, I started going now.
yeah, but don't even think you only took you weren't here for like, and it took us like a couple of days. We were there for like practice, like, you can come, and you can come, and you can wait.
It's because I'm always busy.
I know. You learned it like 15 minutes. And then we took forever just to like get it right. We didn't even get it right. We were just like, oh,
That one day that goes to
yeah.
Right?
And then Google is like, here you get it.
I'm trying to get his face the same way. The element code, the elements code.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've hunted all over for that thing, thinking it got put in the wrong stack.
Wait, on this one, it says Y is and Q is yes. So Y would have to be right here because PR, but I don't know where Q goes. Okay, I was making sure.
Okay, yeah.
Just watching.
I'll take right this.
But the thing is, I can't everything. You have that 20,
Why don't you look at your phone?
No.
It's not even from the bottom.
I have a.
Why don't you do
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, I can't use it. No, and so, like, get back at least, you know.
So you go like 6 hours a day. Like,
I know.
how often do you use it?
At home, the rest of the day. The whole time, like, whenever your friends is listening.
Atomic radius of S is greater than that.
How long is it? 4 hours?
It's not.
Each day.
What?
I still
For
so
me,
Z.
Atomic radius of
I would
S
say-
is greater than that.
I would say,
Yes, but I don't know where it is at.
Figure out where it is.
There's no more clues about it. Can you tell if
Okay.
can you tell if
Atomic radius of S is greater than that of C.
Well,
Can you tell if it's right? So
No.
There's literally no clue.
one of them.
Gotta be something.
What if it's pushing about?
The letter N is
Yeah, I'm
not
getting
mentioned.
higher. Yeah.
but I'm also.
Right.
No. I mean, I can. It's not at the moment. You know, my partner is high maintenance. I should pick somebody else. Truly should have.
A is my talent.
I should have told Elijah I was going to be his partner.
Hey,
Hey,
bless your partner.
I'm coming in a second here, dude.
This is not even fair.
What's not fair?
You're helping other groups.
I've not helped other groups. They're turning their paper in. All right, we all finished. Right up here on the desk is, oh, right here. You're not done. Are you done? I don't want to take it unfairly. Oh. All right, what's your problem?
Okay, well, I skipped the CS one because it's not fair.
Oh, okay.
And
You're at
A
least
is
one
more
response.
metallic than either O or E. So that means it's more
You
reactive
got like at least.
Okay.
and doesn't react.
Oh, I already got that.
Metals.
That's it.
In the non-metal, yes.
In non-metals, yes. So like, this one, A, O, or E. So A would have to be up top.
Okay.
K. Atoms with K are larger than those of U. So. Where's you? Do you see it? I already did that. Wait, oh, after
I'm not sure about ammunition.
I think we gotta get it K or oh, I guess it's.
The electronic, I did not do it.
What is it?
Oh, yeah.
They're out of 10.
Right,
I didn't know where to.
it says T is more reactive to the reactivity up in the non-metal.
Are those non-metals there?
Yes. No, those are still metal.
Correct.
So switch it. Switch it.
I'm just asking, are metals there?
Metal's the reactivity.
Right.
So T is more reactive to heat with water. That's what it says.
More reactive.
So, why?
Yes.
Okay, so T has to be like heat.
Yes.
Oh, well, I could have put you.
Okay, okay, correct.
Yes,
You
dear.
don't have to.
Oh, it's actually how they are. Right?
Sorry.
Yes.
I don't know, I was just like.
So, wait, which one was it?
I don't get how heat is a gas.
I think we're,
It says heat is a gas. And that would mean that you have to be at the top.
I'm so out of shape. Yes, whenever I was talking like this month, and dude,
$3.
I couldn't even like, so out of shape. I guess everyone was like 3
The last.
we haven't done it yet.
Sorry, I was.
Heat is a gas at room.
He is a gas room temperature.
You know what you run?
Yeah.
I eat this one metallic mixture of.
Alright, so that's there.
That's what Paulo did.
Metal would have to be.
He's varsity.
Oh, okay. So A was
Because they're Tuesday.
now the CMS one was
I
16.
Yeah, you get B would be like right there. Like somewhere in
The atomic radius of S is greater than that of C.
Like I was from soccer.
So it happens that I look at it as metal or
I
non-metal.
still don't like it. But then they're not
We
powerful.
know C has to be above.
I'm so glad, but.
Oh.
It's yes.
The wall.
You know that. So we need M.
Now it just goes.
So what's it say?
It hits the wall.
You know,
This one, what are atoms?
Oh, wait.
M has the valence electron of 4.
So many skills.
I think you solved the problem.
So what now? What are atoms? What are atoms? Yeah. If I get
What are
more
atoms?
fingers, it's called me.
You got some context for that?
okay, look, M has, sorry, M has 2 values like.
That's right.
So it's right here.
Like socks.
And the white thing about it, like,
I just wrote them up here.
I'm done.
yeah, what if I get my fingers to?
How are we coming out there? Other than a few folks were done.
Miss Wall, if I got my fingers stuck in this hole, we'll get it out.
We can try
Wait,
some
what
oil.
the upper, like, you
What is this
They
They were not supposed to be there. They were from physics polls. We didn't get any of the polls. They were not supposed to have rollouts in the county. And they put them in anyway.
We don't have a physics class, do we? What is physics? What do you call it?
They don't pay anything.
The gravity shit. Oh, yeah.
It's not one that's okay, like, on this one,
That makes sense, actually.
So much my shop.
he has the lowest
Not
ionization.
good.
So it has to be the one.
Wait, I saw it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I know. That's just right here, back. She can be easy.
I'm not pretty sure I'll remember this, because I think.
None of my
it's
friends
simple,
like
yes, sir.
We used to watch it.
Great market.
No, I'm about to say over here.
And that would be.
Make yourself useful to these people who are done.
No, no.
Okay.
It's the last practice.
Is the least
We're taking a quiz?
Probably tomorrow.
Oh, who is done?
People who don't have to pay. Victor, did you know you and, Gerardo do not have the same answers?
Miss Wong, we have the same answers?
Yes!
Oh, here's your paper. I'll lay it. Anybody else finished?
Can you hand it here?
That
Work the floor. Work the floor.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I'm going to, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my God. No, I remember. What you doing? I was
No.
why he was in the speed. And to turn it.
I don't know, to be honest.
Wait, oh. It's already.
You guys are in my steal it.
That's not my name. My name is Cornelius Brown.
Cornelius Brown.
Steve already knows that for handing me. That's the one.
What do you need help with, Fresh? Oh, well, I can. Another grade.
How did I mix them up?
Yeah.
How did I mix the
I know.
carbs?
I'm surprised you get them right though.
You got them all right.
You know
What do you mean you don't know where they go?
I got them all right.
What letters are they?
And if you can't find
You
yourself,
should have checked it though. You should have checked it.
You should've checked it.
But then I would have caught it first.
Yeah, you would have. The small price of paper, something.
What else? I got something. We did it without difficulty. I shouldn't say she rattled my brain. with it.
We did it. See her that partnership. Where's Pete? Trevor, you ready today?
No, I missed too many meetings.
I just was like really going on.
Oh, really?
Are you
We'll
going
be
to?
back next week. We'll be back next week.
I mean, I don't know who my buddy there.
Last week.
I know.
We did it.
He put a little more
Y'all go
but he
back.
mixed it up, so now we're on Jiffy on plate.
I don't think this matters, we just practice for like a test or whatever. When's the test?
Not until we finish bonding, so it's a week out.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to move your furniture? Am I allowed to move your furniture?
Yes.
I have about 3 on the table for now.
Thank you, Miss
Give
Connie.
me from my
Give me my chair.
Oh my.
Once you get that, you should be able to do.
We were at lunch or whatever. It was me and Luke went in there. Yeah, he looked at it, we're talking about his
All right, guys. Go sit down. We're going on alligator.
Yes.
We're going alligator.
Yes.
Good. Do it quiet.
Okay.
Got fix the problem.
Okay, I know. Which metal is this? Oh, yeah.
Did you get a paper from Allie? It's on my desk.
Well, there was only like one left.
Oh, wait. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Is it RB? No, that is great. No, it's not. You can't be able to see it. I'm gonna know that. A minute 30, and he was like, yes,
Yes.
and then we got to like the. Take a ball right here. Where it depends on where it's. It's not arguing.
I checked.
It's over here. Because we react to which non-metal react. Are we gonna do this? Wait, no, I'm on the wrong person. Where's the?
You don't have any notes for economics on the gas.
That is sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll feel like.
Not 50. You know, I didn't do all this work.
I'm with Princess. Y'all be able to make it. Because at this point, you have to start lunch stitching.
And it's not the first time.
We're right. Hey, where is the whole pass? It's already been bent out of shape by some fool in fourth period.
Have you taken the quiz that we had to make up for the PSAT?
Right here, I think.
Yeah, they're the most ionization therapy. They're not the most electronegativity.
Because they can.
Checking your grade. At least there's something you're checking your mom. That's usually what I get.
CS.
So the only groups I have working are Jocelyn's, Jania's, and Sam's, right? I've got 3 groups still going.
What time is it?
It's 9:25. It's right between me and.
I need it to be like next to it.
Shouldn't be Peter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which one metal is the least reactive? Where is CS at? What is this one?
You what up? Let's go.
So reactivity.
Right, great. But it's progress.
It's progress.
It's
The lowest
usually
reactive, the lowest would be HE, right?
the motion.
For what?
The least
It's the least
reactive would be HE.
Yeah, but you'll have HE.
I know, but I'm just gonna do it in terms of HE. It is the farthest away from, wait,
Okay.
no, F is the closest.
Most reactive is group 17, group 16, group 15. So work your way in.
Oh, N.
No, I'm talking the grades.
Great.
How can I grade with your mouth running in my ear constantly?
You've been doing that long enough. You should be able to.
From.
Right. I'll try to
Yeah, last semester, last year, my third period, I wore my AirPods.
Last week, my ears back. The only way I can look, I feel like I see that.
And
And then you feel it. Yeah. See ya.
Do you lose eye on the same?
Mama's everywhere but me.
No, that's me.
It's less than your dad.
If it's
Yeah, we did it.
We did it.
He said that, and then he just straight up said, no, but the thing is, the worst thing is, why would you say that? Like, it's,
No, you guys need to
On my
take
desk.
longer. Everybody needs to take their time on the puzzle.
Yeah.
and then now.
No, eventually I'm gonna cut time off on the puzzle.
Keep working until she cuts time off.
Oh, this?
He said, other thing is,
Oh, I didn't write my name on the list.
I mean, I have a
You got a zero.
I have someone yapping my ear constantly, so I'm behind. So I feel like they've been training this thing.
Dad,
yeah, but the thing is, you can't do that. You gotta say yes. You want to explain to us.
oh, I did.
Is that a quiz grade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
What if we got like all wrong?
I've had most of them.
Great.
Great, you did it without me. Good.
Boy, Xavier. Hey.
Are you sure you go back? I've had two others come in that don't match. That was the first two. No, I had to let Marcus start to cut this completely different. Yes. Did you get your paper off my desk to work on? That? Yes.
Are we doing Plickers today?
No.
Why not?
Number is SC.
No, we're gonna.
No.
Can I go to courtroom?
No. We
No,
don't know
we're
if
in
the records
chemistry class.
doing something important or not, and you're not gonna be able to trouble. All right, how about my two groups that are still working? We need to be moving on.
Keep working.
Don't listen to my partner who's just loud.
What number is CS? Wait, that's not even one of the choices.
Bring them through this.
GA.
Are we doing no scoop?
Yes.
No.
You're not her partner, so you're not
Oh,
allowed.
my bad, my bad.
Yeah, you're right, Franco.
I'm not the one that ditched my partner to go.
I did not ditch. I accidentally volunteered myself into a binding contract.
Thank you. Thank you. Grab the multiple choice sheet off my desk, ladies.
Miss Wall, why is this taking me so
I
long?
have no idea.
No, here.
Because I can't find him.
Oh, say. It's right there. Y'all got 'em?
BA.
All right, y'all find your seats for me.
I'm not done.
I don't care. It's irrelevant in my world. All right, move back to your chairs. Now, those of you who've not had a chance to do the worksheet or the practice, take a look at it between now and tomorrow. We will have time to do a short quiz. I don't think we're going to do an opening at all tomorrow. All right, so we're going to skip the opening. I may run through the answers real quick on that worksheet, or I may choose to just post the answers tonight. I haven't decided, so that we have time to do the quiz. I've got to look at the schedule and see how much time we have in the first period. A lot of times they overestimate the time we need in the auditorium, and so we wind up back here and have more time. So I may not. We may just go over it and then do the quiz. We have It's a short day. We have early dismissal and we have the homecoming, the assembly. Yeah. Tomorrow's Friday.
Oh.
Okay, tomorrow is a short day. We're only in school till 12:30. It's homecoming. We always do the homecoming assembly in the auditorium. We're doing it with first period. So those of you who are not in the assembly, everybody in the assembly
Do we have
tomorrow?
school Monday?
Doing the Miss Freshman, Miss Sophomore, Miss Junior thingy? Anybody in the assembly dressed up? Who is? Oh, Elena. Okay. And then we have,
Wait, all of us aren't going to that?
yeah, we're all going to that. I was just wondering if anybody was actually on stage. And then we have the gym during fourth period. So classes are shorter tomorrow, other than the normal hour. They'll be chopped up and be shorter anyways. Franco.
I was gonna say, can we talk about how Elena's name isn't actually Elena?
Right.
I call her Elena.
Nobody will correct me until like halfway through the semester. And now I've said it wrong for so long, it's impossible for me to
We have
fix.
school Monday?
Yeah, we do.
We have school Monday? Why?
Dudes.
I don't think we have
Wow.
school.
Yes, we did.
Yes,
What's
we do.
happening Monday?
Right.
I have really bad news for y'all.
My birthday is Monday.
Yes, happy birthday to Precious. I hope we'll see you on Monday. The county schools have a teacher work day Monday. Fix that. I can see your bell. But because we're taking exams before Christmas, we have virtually no days off. We have veterans. We did get the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, thank God. That was actually a school day on the original draft. But we did manage to salvage that day. So those are our only days off. Veterans Day and the day before Thanksgiving. It.
Wait.
Every,
Thanksgiving off?
yeah, we get, that goes without saying, people. You really think we're coming on Thanksgiving? No.
No, I mean, like.
No.
we used to have-
But originally, long time ago when I started teaching, for about the first 10 years I taught, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving was a real school day. We did not get that day. We got Thanksgiving and the Friday after, and that was it. We went to school Monday through Wednesday. But so many people were absent that Wednesday, they finally just decided to make it a
That's what
holiday.
we're doing this year, right?
So this year, we're taking exams before Christmas.
Yeah.
And since we are, it's late this year, it's like the 27th, 28th, it's late. All right, so since we're taking exams before Christmas, they cut every teacher work day they could out of the schedule. So we don't have any holidays except the real holidays. So we have Veterans Day off. We have the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which wasn't going to be a day. They put that back in the calendar. So we have the Wednesday off, Thursday and Friday of Thanksgiving. And that's it. So y'all get out for Christmas break.
Wait, only have 2 weeks for Christmas break then?
You have the full 2 weeks. That the calendar fell that way. It's not like they do anything fancy to give y'all 2 weeks.
Okay.
Now, during the week of exams, those of you who have classes that don't have exams will have a longer break. That half day on Friday, if you don't have makeup days, that goes into your Christmas break. If you don't have a fourth period exam, that goes into your Christmas break. If you don't have a third period exam, that goes into your Christmas break.
Wait,
Okay? All of those exam days you don't have, that factors into your Christmas
wait, is
break.
that more than 2 weeks or included in the 2 weeks?
That's more than the 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, because.
Okay? You have 2 weeks that everybody gets. Okay? Everybody gets the 2 weeks. Any exams you don't take or don't have to take, that means you get more than the 2 weeks.
So, do AP classes take exams? Like,
Most of the AP classes like to give something, but some people don't. You'll have to ask your individual teacher. Some of the AB day classes give benchmark type tests. You will have to ask those teachers. We have a state final on that Monday.
Since we're doing, exams for Christmas, are we still getting out into the?
We're
We
done
get
May
May 29th.
29th, something like that.
Graduation
done.
day is May 29th.
We're done in May. Okay? We have no school in June.
Yes.
I think the teacher's last day or required day is like June 1.
June 1st.
Something like that. Okay? I won't be here in
Are we
June.
still coming, we're still gonna come back to school the same time we came back this week?
Uh-huh.
Early, yeah.
Yeah, but this year will be better because you'll get out earlier in the summer. So it will be more like a traditional summer in length for y'all because you'll get out earlier in the summer. You'll be done in May. And you'll still come back when we did last year, but it will be a longer summer because we won't be chopping off an extra week. Okay? Because we can't come back earlier than we did last summer. The state won't let us. Okay?
What are the things like there's some snow days?
What?
What are the things there's like snow days?
Oh, the
Yeah.
plan for the snow days is we make them up it's on the calendar, but there's plans built in for snow days. Now, some of them we don't have to make up because we do extra time each day. We go to school like an extra 10 or 15 minutes longer than we have to. So those extra 15 minutes, it's sort of like banking time. And so we have an extra 2 days built in that we wouldn't have to make up anyways. Precious.
You have a water?
Do I have a water?
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to give you because I'm going to save it for lunch. All right, let's start bonding. Those of you who like big titles like Sam does, put bonding. All right, so here you go. Don't throw it.
Oh my god. I almost died, bro.
Me too.
Next time, just get over walking over there. All I can see was that hitting Allie in the head.
She's suing.
I am. I'm suing this wall.
I saw a thing that said you could sue stores for falling in.
You can.
Mom did.
Wrap it up.
I should have made bank this summer. Yeah.
If I could get my soccer player,
I'm not that she fell, but that she got money for
Yeah.
it.
We just gotta let.
You know
All right, so if we look at bonding, that's going to be the second part of our test. The first part is the periodic table. The second part is on bonding. All right, a lot of this will be in free response on the test. This next test is half and half, multiple choice and free response. So what is bonding?
Is this the test that you said we had this coaches on?
Typically I do. We'll see if I'm going to do it this year or not.
Is it
There are only 3 tests on this quarter. All right, the first one we've already done. This one will be bonding in the periodic table. And then the second one or third one is all free response. It is the gas law test, and that's the math test. And then the fourth one, I usually look at the time, how close we are to the exam, whether I feel like we can squeeze it in. My best guess is, given this is a short semester, is that I will choose to cut it, which is why I said we will only have 3 tests. All right, so a bond is a link between atoms that results from the mutual attraction of their nuclei for electrons. Okay, so essentially, you have this nuclei and this nuclei and these electrons, and I know this is a terrible picture, it's not drawn correctly at all, but this nuclei attracts those electrons, and this nuclei attracts those electrons. Okay, so the nuclei doesn't attract its own electrons, it attracts the other atom's electrons. And they hold each other together. What'd Franco say?
Something inappropriate.
Franco wouldn't say that.
Of course not. I don't even know.
Franco,
Where are your red cards at? We'll red card you today.
Yeah, nasty.
he whips it out of his pocket.
People with my actual wallet, so they're just like, you know what?
All right, some of you might remember the 3 types of bonds. Ionic and covalent are usually the 2 that people remember from earlier in the semester. A lot of times when we did it earlier in the
What?
you just threw your muffin in the trash.
Yeah.
Didn't taste good.
No, it was good. It's just I didn't feel like eating it.
Did I ask if anybody wanted the rest of it? Just whoop,
I mean,
trash
I don't
goes.
know. I just did it. I just did it.
All right, metallic is usually the one people have never heard of, or if they've heard of it, they don't remember it. Okay, so we're going to talk about all 3 types, both in how to recognize them and what their actual definitions are. When we did ionic and covalent earlier in the semester, we talked about how to recognize them, but I didn't define them because you didn't need to know the definition earlier in the semester. Okay, so I skipped that part because no one cared where the electrons went the second week of school, third week of school. All right, have I given everybody enough time or do I need to wait? You need to do what?
Definitely types of bonds.
Okay.
Write them.
Okay. Definitely what else. Okay.
I watched frogs eat each other. It was wild. Okay. It was wild. That's all I need to know. It was wild. And turtles.
Did you see it like in the wild or like on the video?
No, on YouTube.
I was
You said
gonna
frogs
say,
eat each other?
Frogs, yeah, eat each other, and so do turtles.
Did you look it up? Were you practicing?
I heard that turtles are cannibals, so I googled. I'm on YouTube. I was like, cannibal turtles, and then I saw this video of a alligator, not an alligator, or crocodile. I don't know what it is. An alligator eating a turtle.
Oh no.
It was crazy. You heard it. That was ASMR right there. But it was crazy. And then I got another video of like
Oh my god.
turtles eating their young, and then this dude was fishing for frogs with a frog bait because frogs eat little frogs. And then I watched this big frog try to eat this little frog. The world is crazy.
crazy,
Really
man.
be your own
Crazy.
confidence.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's the difference between alligator and crocodile?
That's probably.
Alligator got like a.
It's got something to do with their snout.
Crocodile got like a.
Because it's got to do with their snout. One's more rounded than the other.
One has like more steel.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, like
They-
it's not one of those
I love the water.
Yeah. That's gross, people. Moving on. All right, ionic bonds. Ionic bonds are where electrons are lost and gained. Now, some text, instead of saying lost and gained, will say a bond where electrons are transferred, instead of saying lost or gained. Because if one loses it and the other gains it, one atom transfers it to the other. So it means the same thing. It just depends on who's writing the definition as to which one they use. Okay? Now, another definition they like, because there's no shortage, is a bond between ions. Now, when we say a bond between ions,
Thank you.
all right, when we say a bond between ions, all right, if you lose electrons, you have what kind of ion? You have a positive ion. And if you gain electrons, you are a negative ion. Okay? So again, it depends on the text as to which one you write. All right? All of those are correct. You will see some form of that on the test. I will not tell you which form, but you will see it. Now, the reason we say ionic bond is because of the word ions. Okay? Ions is the derivative in which we get ionic bond. Now, somebody tell me how we identified an ionic bond the third week of school when we wrote that definition for ionic bonds. How do we find it?
Ionic and covalent.
We use the periodic table to tell the difference between ionic and covalent by doing what? Xavier, since you said ionic and covalent, do you remember how to tell ionic? No? Anybody else?
It was like a metal and a non-metal.
It was like, I don't know, it was a metal and a non-metal, and anyways.
Yeah, it's something like there was
Say it again.
pairs.
No, say what you just said, only take out that other stuff.
What did I say? It's metal and
Metal.
non-metal.
And stop. It was a what?
Metal and non-metal.
Okay, that's it. It was a metal and a non-metal.
Sorry, my genius is just so deep down.
Your genius is so deep down. Okay, so if we want to figure out if something is an ionic bond, it's a metal and a non-metal. Any combination of metals and non-metals. That's all you had to have. Okay? The genius over here just needed to stop with all those other words she was adding. So any metal and non-metal.
Too many brains.
Okay, that's all we need. Is any combination of a metal and a non-metal gives us an ionic bond. So it doesn't matter if we have one or if we have several. So if we have like CaCl2, this is a metal, and that's a non-metal. If I have CaSO4, I have a metal, a non-metal, and a non-metal. That's still ionic, even with 3 of them, because I have a metal and a non-metal. As long as any combination of a metal and a non-metal, you have ionic. Are we okay with that? Okay. Is it coming back from the 3rd week?
No.
I heard a no over there. No?
No.
Okay. Do you understand what I'm telling you, even if it's not coming back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Thanks, America. Oh my gosh, Miss Hudgens has this stapleless stapler.
The
It's Miss Lyons.
staplest stapler.
The paper stapler.
The English department upstairs has a stapleless stapler. So like you put the paper and you do it, and it like cuts and folds the paper like together.
Oh, so instead of actually stapling.
It's stapler, but it's paper instead of metal.
It does what,
It's
Zara?
a stapler, but it's just paper instead of metal. Like,
So it doesn't use staples, it just folds the paper.
Like,
Yeah.
it like ties a piece of paper onto your paper. Like, to join.
Ties is just strong.
bonding!
I need to go see the stapler.
You do. You
Right now, but I mean,
It like cuts,
No, right
a
now.
hole, it cuts a hole in your paper and puts like another piece of paper around it.
I don't think it puts another, it just
Right.
folds
It
the
just
paper.
folds. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to go check it out.
You should.
I will. I'll tell them that my class told me to take a field trip and come check out their stapler.
Let's find a field trip if we don't go.
I'm not taking y'all.
Wait, the previous one was ionic?
No.
Janaya!
That's
She's been
good.
bullying me all day.
That's not bullying.
You haven't seen it!
All right. So, a bond where electrons are shared between atoms. Okay? The electrons are shared. So the key to being covalent is the electrons are shared. And the beauty in this one is there's no extra definitions. Now, does anybody remember how we were able to determine if it was covalent?
2 metals. 2 non-metals.
Okay, so we can tell if something is covalent if it has non-metals. Now, it doesn't just have to be 2. It can be any combination. So, we could have, let's say, PCl3, that has 2. Or we could have H2C, nope, I'm writing it the wrong way. HC2H3O2. All right, so PCl3 has 2, and then the other one has still 3, even though I wrote it a different way. That's acetic acid. It's vinegar. So that's a non-metal and a non-metal. And then all of these are non-metals. So that would be a covalent compound.
Spaghetti.
What? You heard.
All right, we there? Got it all? Do I need to wait? Or am I at? I see Danielle stretching.
I mean, I don't know. So, I what?
You can't move on.
All right, metallic bonds. Thank you for telling me that, Zaria. I appreciate it. All right, so this is going to be the weirdest one. Yes. And we'll do the least with this, and it'll be a few days before we come back to it. All right, a metallic bond is a bond where electrons are donated to a region in space. Okay, and this one actually has a name. We call it the electron sea model. So the electrons are sort of like a giant sea, like the ocean. Sort of like, you have fish swimming around in the ocean. These are electrons that are swimming around in the metal. Okay? So how are we going to determine if it's a metallic bond?
I don't know, Miss Wall.
Is it shiny?
Any combination of metals.
Okay. Except that it doesn't have to be metals.
Metalloids.
Nope.
Nah, middle.
Nope.
That was a good guess.
I want to change the punctuation.
No,
Or not punctuation. I want to change the what's the English word I want?
No.
The plurality, I guess. Yes. Let's say that louder, Trevor. Metal. Okay. It can be any combination of metals or metal. Now, because y'all are not going to be familiar with the metals, we're largely going to focus on metal. All right?
What?
Because you're not going to know the formulas for metals, and we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on this end. Okay? Because these are going to be alloys. Y'all are not going to know the alloys. So we're going to focus on things like aluminum, zinc, iron. How many of y'all have aluminum foil at home?
Me.
I do. All right. We don't write the entire roll of aluminum, which has millions of aluminum atoms. We don't write aluminum, 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 aluminum like that. We don't do that. Okay? We just don't. All right? Aluminum is written how? Al. Okay? That covers all of the aluminum atoms that are bonded together. Okay? So if we have a metal bond, we just write it as aluminum. All right, so what's our homework for tonight?
Study.
Okay, I said that last night. Y'all didn't do the worksheet. So for those of you who have finished the worksheet, the 1 through 12, your homework is to study. For those of you who have not done 1 through 12, your homework is to do 1 through 12 and study.
Are you going to check it tomorrow?
I may. I've not checked any homework yet, so I might be feeling the urge.
I hope I got it. You mean the 12 that
Zion and Rayleigh, it's a good thing I looked over here and found your lab sheets. No!
Janiyah didn't do it.
Oh, gee.
I thought those were all day. Look,